Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Jay Victoria, and this is a new video. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers. I'm so excited. Every day the number goes up a little bit, and I'm like so jazzed. That is so cool. So I'm glad you're here and you love learning about energy and the energy world and talking about energy. And if you have any videos you want to request, just put a comment and I will see it. And I would love to do a specific video on a topic that you're looking for. So I wanted to do a quick video tonight because if you saw the energy update from yesterday, which I can link in the description, so you can find that, it feels like a lot of stuff going on energetically right now, a lot of shifting and a lot of falling away of things, and coming back to authenticity is really big, and that's why getting your energy cleared is very important. The authentic you is you with the clearest energy possible, and it's not always easy for us humans. And what I do, I grew up Catholic, it's just my way. I go to mass, I go to church, and I mean, I encourage you to do that if you're open to it. I just honestly I've been talking about this a lot lately, but I think it's really true. Like, I don't think we're strong enough. We're just not strong enough as humans, to get through this. That's why God's there. That's why He created us, and it's really important. And that doesn't mean it's not either or. It doesn't mean you don't use your gifts. Like, I literally clear energy. I keep asking this question to God every day too. I'm like, is my work bad, or like, am I just supposed to pray all the time? And it's always surprising to me how God is like, no, like, I taught you that, like, it's like Whitney Houston being able to sing, or Oprah being able to inspire people. It's like God gives you gifts so that you can use them, like, obviously. So I think there's a way to use your gifts that makes you think that you're the originator of it, and you don't think you need God. And so evil by nature is just separation from God. So if you have gifts, though, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't use them. If they're spiritual gifts, I think that's even more incredible. I mean, it's not that they're better, but it's just like, use them. So I'm just saying they're not evil or anything like that. And again, I think, though, that notion that we're the originator of our gifts, or we are the powerful ones and all that, I think that's where we tread into difficult territory, because that starts to create separation and not even a need for God. And it just doesn't work like that. And I've just been very humbled lately, and I'm grateful for that. I want to know the truth. I want to know that. I want to see it the way God sees it. I want to know what's up. I'm sure that you feel the same. It's like, I want to know what I should do that's best, and show me and let me know. I don't want to go against what is best, obviously. And what I started seeing is that, and I saw this at Mass tonight, it was so fascinating that, like, we as humans, it's like, it's so interesting. Like, I saw this vision, and I didn't get there in time for Mass, which made me really mad because I wanted to get the Eucharist. But after Mass, they did this prayer to Mary in, like, the small chapel behind the big cathedral that I went to. And it was just so beautiful to sit there with the Eucharist on display and have it in this big golden thing, and everybody praying to Mary and singing. And I just took it all in, and I was just feeling the beauty and the energy, and really trying to lift my spirit up to Mary and all its despair and all its worry and all its sadness, and just really trying to do that. And prayer is an energetic process, by the way. I've always, I mean, not always, but recently, like, really come to see that ever since I started working with energy. I mean, I've seen that, like, wow, that's really an energetic process. That's why some prayers are heard. That's why you feel that recognition of your prayer being heard sometimes. It's an energetic lifting of your own spirit up to something that really is at a way higher frequency than you and me. And connecting to that is just so important. And I saw this visual of like my energy going up, and I actually saw like Saint Teresa. I've been doing a novena to Saint Teresa on the way, kind of like this golden line, and then Saint Teresa, and then Mary's energy, like I couldn't even see it, but it was like further up. And I realized like, oh, Saint Teresa's praying for me. Like when you say to a saint you want them to intercede for you, I think that's what it looks like. It's like your prayer is going up, and they're like, I don't know if you can see this, but like you're going up like that, and then it's like they're there kind of on the way up, and they're praying for you, and that makes it go up even further. And so I started saying a bunch of names of saints. I was like, Saint Jude, pray for me. Saint Michael, pray for me. Saint Anthony, pray for me. Saint Faustina, pray for me. Like I wanted them all to be praying for me, because I realized that meant that there were gonna be more. It would go up faster. And I think prayer is so important because, and I think having a visual hopefully helps you understand what that even looks like. But what I've started to really understand, and I think why God is giving me right now a situation that I don't know how to fix. And if you feel the same, I think it's probably, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but it's like, be open to that. Maybe you're not supposed to be able to fix your own problem with your own power. It doesn't mean you don't try, but maybe sometimes God gives us things that are too hard for us so that we need him. I think that's makes sense. And I started thinking about, why do I not trust more? Like, why is it so hard for me to like finally come around to the idea that maybe God can help me with something that I can't help myself with? I was thinking about like, why did that take me so long? It takes me a long time, I'm going to be honest, sometimes. And I realized it's because I had, and I think a lot of humans have this, like, no concept of what that's like to be able to solve a problem so quickly. Like, we have to toil and struggle so much. It's like, there's no concept. I realized I had no concept of that even being a thing. Like, for Mary to just be like, hey, Jesus, can you do this? And he's like, yeah, and it's done. Like, there's no concept for us. You know, when we're in our problems, we're like, yeah, no one can solve this. God can't even solve it. Like, that's how it feels for us. And especially if we can't, it's like, well, nobody can. So I'm just going to like be sad. It's like you have to start to open up your concept of what's possible, basically. And I encourage you to even look at miracles that have been attributed to the Eucharist, to saints. Life and reality are way more malleable, and God can go back and forth. And I mean, he can do all kinds of things with time, with reality, with space. Padre Pio is a really cool example of, like, he could bilocate, so he could be in two places at once. This is a saint who on earth as a human was able to do that. And I think when you look up those stories, it can help you open up your concept of who God is and what he can do. It's like if Padre Pio could bilocate, maybe your problem can be solved by whoever is in charge of that. You know what I mean? That, I think about it. And so that was really cool, seeing that vision and getting that visual of prayer. And then I went and I prayed in front of Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is a cool image that I encourage you to look up as well. And Our Lady of Guadalupe has been kind of appearing in my inner eye a few times, and so I knew I should go to her. And I prayed the whole rosary on my knees, like on the kneeler thing there, and again was just lifting up. And I felt what it felt like. I wanted to talk about that a little bit, was the feeling of having your prayer being heard. Like, we all use different language. The language that Mary tends to use is grace. Grace, blessings. And visually, I've seen it like a light that comes down and comes inside of you. And your energy creates your reality. So what happens when you receive the grace, or the light comes into your spirit, is your energy now contains like a positive frequency, and now that positivity is going to reflect in your life as the thing you wanted, or that change that you wanted, something positive happening. So I've seen that that's how that works. But today I could feel it. I could feel the moments of grace, and you feel it like that. I think we all feel this feeling differently, but it's the feeling of manifestation. It's the exact same feeling as when you manifest something. It's like the same feeling in your body. I feel it in the bottom of my right foot. It's like this like energy change. It's hard to describe, but it's kind of like in my gut too. It's like this very familiar like recognition. You can feel the energy move. It's like, oh, it happened, or it's going to happen. Okay. You can feel it. And I felt that several times while I was praying. It was like, I felt like her sending me the answer or grace, and then that feeling of like, it's done. And I just wanted to share that with you, because I was like, that's the thing about God. That's the thing about Mary and Jesus and the saints and all of the higher ups. It's like, when we're down here trying to manifest, it's not that we don't try to manifest. If you have the ability to manifest, that's from God. That's not evil, remember. But separation from God is what hurts you ultimately. So it's like, don't leave God out, because how hard is it sometimes to get yourself to manifest is what I'm saying, to believe, to have that, to shift the energy, to have that moment of recognition. Sometimes you can, and sometimes it's hard. And why not ask for grace or connect to the higher force that can do it so easily? That's what really caught my attention today. It was like, it just happened again and again and again. It was like, wow, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And all I was doing, I wasn't trying to manifest, but I was asking for help for the things that I wanted. I was like, please help me with this. Please help me with this. And it's like a real, like, you can't just say the words. You have to lift your spirit up. You have to just like throw your energy up there with faith and be like, there's somebody up there listening to me. And it's an energetic thing that you do. So you'll start to feel that being recognized, and that feeling of like, yes. And then you'll see things happen in your life. And that's what I think develops that relationship of faith, is like seeing the outcome after you did that, and letting them be powerful in your life, because they are honestly more powerful than us. And I just had such an interesting like vision of like what it's like to be human. We're created by God. We have the Spirit of God. Like we have that, and it's supposed to be that way. But like, we're living in a world where there's a lot of energy and a lot of light and dark elements that we're navigating. The fairy tale kind of feeling of like, there's a lot of lessons in fairy tales, and why fairy tales have stood the test of time is because they contain a lot of timeless lessons. And that's kind of like the feeling. It's like, we're in this place where there's a lot of shadows and illusions and things we're trying to figure out, and light, dark, and then you look up, and there's like the heavenly figures who are dwelling in the light fully, and fully able to see and fully able to help. And I was just like, it is like crucial that we ask them for help, because how are we going to figure this all out on our own? And again, it's not that we're not powerful, we are, but like, yeah, you can't, like, to not ask is, I think, just not smart. It's just not smart. And I'm not like saying you have to believe a certain thing or believe what I believe or be a certain religion. I'm just saying, like, stop making yourself like stop thinking that you're the most powerful ever, because where did your power even come from? That's what I'm saying. Yes, you're powerful, use your power, be powerful, but like, where did that even come from? That's the point I'm trying to get across. It's like, literally, like, there's so much more out there, so much help. And I also want to encourage you to look up Carlo Acutis, because he is the newest saint, and he died in 2006, I believe. And he's helped me with things. I know I've prayed to him, and he's helped me with things that were really incredible. And like, I'll actually share what one of them was. I last summer moved into this apartment after being in my previous apartment for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. I was really mad. I didn't even want to move. And I moved into this apartment, and the guy who owned the apartment actually threatened to rape me in writing when he was drunk one night. And I had to leave immediately. I had to leave immediately. I didn't have anywhere to go. Was not prepared for that. And I stayed in my friend's like restaurant basically like overnight when it closed, which was so kind of her. But I have pets. I was like, I don't know what is going on. I remember going to a church nearby and praying to Carlo Acutis because they had a picture of him. This was before he was a saint. He just became a saint like a week ago or something. And I prayed to him, and weirdly, this woman, I posted online about it because I was like, this is not my fault. Like, I don't feel embarrassed. This was not something I did. I'm going to tell people I need help because it's true. And this woman in Queens reached out to me and said, we're moving into an apartment, but we're not going to be there for a couple of weeks. If you want to go stay there while it's empty, you can do that. And it turned out to be real. She was just really kind. She let me stay in her apartment. And it's like a really happy memory for me because I remember feeling like, this is insane that this happened. Like, this is such a blessing. I could never have fathomed that this would happen. And I knew that it came from him because I knew, like, when that's the thing, you want to directly ask, you want to be clear, and you want to directly ask just like you would ask a person. You don't just ask with your bland words. You ask with passion. You ask, you cry even, you lift your spirit up, you tell them the problem. And that way, when it gets answered, you can go, wow, that was you. I think that God and the saints love that because it's not like to give them credit, but it's like, but also to give them credit because it's like, I'm just saying I could not have done that on my own. I don't think I could have. And I knew that, especially when you're in a fragile state and you're trying to manifest or you're trying to change your energy, it's like, yes, I clear my energy every day. And yes, I was doing it during that time. But when you're going through something, it's harder to be strong. That's another thing I want to tell you. Like, if you're really going through something, it's harder to be strong. So that's the time where you want to lean extra on those resources. And I think I was even thinking lately, like, I don't want to be somebody who only prays when I'm in trouble, though. Like, I think, if they're up there and they're really this loving and they really want to help, I would love to be this kind of person every day. And so during the times you're going through something, you're going to learn a lot of qualities that you want to have as a human being, a lot of things that matter to you. You're going to learn what's there for you when you don't have anything else. And you're going to learn humility. You're going to learn humility before God. You're going to learn that God loves you. You're going to learn that he gets you through things. You're going to learn that prayer works. You're going to learn a lot of really valuable things that you would never learn if everything was just okay all the time. It's like your spirit does have to grow, and God is there and he's good. So I hope that this helped you. I know I'm getting really personal about a lot of stuff, but I feel like I want to illustrate the points. I want to give you some real examples and encourage you to look at the people I'm talking about, because everybody I've mentioned has been a real person on earth, just like you and me. Mary, Jesus, all the saints, and the only one is God. He's pretty much, but Jesus, again, everybody knows what it's like to be human is what I'm saying. So you're not any different. You're not worse. There's nothing wrong with you. And there's always going to be a way. But I think what God requires of us is faith, is choose the light. Don't give in to the darkness and keep being open and lift up your spirit. If you can go to a church, that's what I find helps me, because you're in a space where that happens. You can do it right now, wherever you are. But, just think about how can you make this easier for yourself? How can you be open? And even when I was praying the rosary in front of the Lady of Guadalupe tonight, there was this girl praying, and she was quietly crying. And I was just like, yes, I think that we might not show each other these struggles we're going through, but they're there. And to go to somebody who can really help you, I think that's invaluable. Because think of all the people you could go to right now with your problem and they don't do anything. They can't do anything. Go to Mary. Go try talking to some of the people I've told you about. See what happens. That's how you get faith. That's how you know what's up. Not just because I told you, it's because you get the result. You see what happens. And also, I find God's always telling me, do your work, do the things that you can do. That's why I'm, recording a video right now. I'm sitting here and I'm doing a lot of work tonight. It's like when you want things to happen, you have to use your empowerment. And I actually have a new ebook out called Get It. And it's about using your empowerment, because that's a gift from God. That's something that's supposed to be used by you. And it's like a prayer. It's not something that you just pray and you go like, okay. But that's something that's really important. And I've done a lot of animal rescue work this year, and I've saved like 50 dogs or something, using the principles I talk about and Get It. And it's not easy to save dogs, by the way. But I believe that you can do anything. You can make anything happen if you learn how to use your empowerment. So if you'd like a copy of that, let me know. You can email me at 67US, and you can email me with the email in the description. I'd love to get you a copy, limited copies. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Sending you so much love. And if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe. And again, a reminder for everybody, in the month of October, I'm going to be doing a draw at the end of the month. For every new subscriber, you're going to be entered into a draw. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you comment. If you comment, you also get entered for a free 1-hour session with me. I'm going to be doing the draw on October 31st. All right, lots of love. Bye.